Los Angeles attracts the bold and the beautiful, the brash and the banal, and more British expats than almost any other city across the globe. Most come to seek their fame and fortune. Most settle for a lot less. But it is the place where you can bury the past, rewrite your future, and air-kiss the entertainment capital of the world. It's the city of reinvention, where fiction is the biggest commodity. As night falls, it's playtime for those rich and glamorous enough to be on the circuit, tripping from one gala to another premiere to yet another exclusive party.
Hi! I feel so blessed how many times in 1 week like this.
Mingling among them is Englishman Peter Hemmings, who for 16 years has been trying to get LA's often ignored opera house on the cultural map.
Thank you very much. He's a great opera lover. I do, I love it, and he really started to. Decided to come.
Final call for tonight's performance. Please step inside.
Tonight is his big night. He's on the prowl to find a benefactor, someone rich enough to cough up $1 million or so to fund a new opera. It means being very nice indeed.
We would like 3 mineral waters.
And making sure that those who are important enough are properly fed and watered.
3 mineral waters.
Greg, those mineral waters.
I found that most of the people are very serious about their interest in opera. And one of the odd things is that the bigger the donor, the less they interfere. Are you all right? You okay? You're so pleased to be able to smoke, aren't you? You're so pleased to be able to smoke. Smoke, drink and enjoy yourself.
Dealing with nocturnal creatures has been Londoner Louise Rosner's preoccupation for the past 6 months. As a producer, she's just finished a feature film about killer bats, and tonight is the opening. Unlike so many of her contemporaries, who typically face long spells of unemployment, Louise is on a roll, and already halfway through her next picture.
This morning I want to make sure that that's finished and the tapes have all gone to Miramax and Punch and everybody, and if they've gone to Angie, she should know whether she needs to fiber those or not. Okay? Thank you, honey. Bye. We shot the first 3 days in Berkeley University, and I have to say I've never felt so old. Everyone at Berkeley University is hip and trendy, and they're about 10. They seem to be anyway, and it's so funny because it's the first time I've ever been anywhere and felt really old. I actually went and bought one of those really excellent, like, skull caps and walked around with it.
By Hollywood standards, Bats is modestly budgeted, a snip at $15 million, and aimed at a teenage audience. So there'll be no glittering stars at the opening, no well-upholstered cleavages, just a lot of greetings from a generation of filmmakers still young enough to be called up-and-coming.
Oh, good. How about you?
I just flew back from San Francisco, and I'm flying back up tomorrow morning.
How long did you guys shoot over there?
We're still shooting. 19 days.
What's there in the film again?
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls?
It's about the relationship of men and women and if they can be friends. It's fabulous. It's perfect for me.
I think I read the opening.
I think that we are so lucky to work in this industry. It is the most exciting industry. It's different every day.
LA has always been a magnet for the wannabes of the world. Every month, 24,000 people are sworn in as American citizens. LA is one of the fastest growing cities in the US. Each person, including this 113-year-old man, will have jumped through as many hoops as circus dogs to become naturalized. It takes years and thousands of dollars to complete the process, most of which will go to lawyers. At the beginning of this long journey is John Bird, founder of the British magazine for the homeless, The Big Issue. He's on a temporary work permit but needs a green card and has employed a lawyer, Leeds-born Bernie Sidman, to help him get it.
Yeah, you know what? You're such a big shot in the United Kingdom. There's no problem getting you a green card. I mean, you own this big company over there.
Yeah.
You know, you're employing all these people, you're making all this money, and you've set up the same thing here. Yeah. You know, you've formed a corporation here, you've got officers, you've got people working for you, you're putting out the publication, and no problem.
The fact that we're kind of radical, you know, does that matter?
No. We have a, you know, we are open to radicals here.
Wow. So can I run for president?
You are not an American citizen. You are not born here.
We lived in this kind of very slummy, rundown sort of area, and then moved to another slummy, rundown area because my parents weren't very good at paying the rent. And then we moved to a Catholic orphanage because the family kind of fell to pieces in North London. Got into a lot of trouble along the way. Bit of arson, bit of vandalism, bit of, you know, nicking a few cars and things like that. And, you know, went to a number of institutions, had been homeless for a while, had been a runaway, and then got involved in revolutionary politics.
Founding the Big Issue transformed John's life, but 8 years on, he's seeking new challenges. And so, like countless aspiring Brits before him, he's looking to take LA by storm.
You create this machine, and the machine is not good fun. And I have to do things which I find are fun and exciting and challenging. So the reason I came to LA was to try some of that again.
But for every Hollywood success story, there are many more failures. And John and his team, including his daughter Diana, are admittedly on the brink of both. The trouble is, the homeless don't want to sell the magazine, and in a car-driven city, there aren't enough pedestrians to sell them to. So, after 12 issues, the magazine hasn't impinged on the public, and now John, as publisher, MD and editor, has wielded the big stick on his young recruits.
Now, can we start with the cover? Where's the one with the Croatian...
Estonian super. That's actually a very hopeful picture, though.
Yeah, it is.
He hates it.
See that on the cover of the Big Issue, because we're not helping him.
Yeah, okay. So he
I mean,
lives a little
and I think a
downtrodden.
lot of people would go to pick that up and think, oh no, it's another UN report about the fact that there are people in this world who are having a hard time. But you know, but then again, it's not just about what I want, is it? And I just got off the plane from England. No one met me at the airport as usual. And I looked at it, I said, Di, we can't run this. And you got really pissed off.
I did get angry.
You really got angry, John.
I got angry because I felt it was such a waste of time. That if we'd had some kind of communication from John to say, this is exactly what I want, this is how we're going to do it, then we'd have been able to invest the time into it.
I mean, I'm glad we pulled it. It was a very mature thing for us to do. Improve our communication links, sell more advertising, get the paper out. So that this paper will be fantastic.
If we fail, we'll be returning quite a number of people back to whence they came. And that would be, to me, the biggest failure. And we would be turning our backs on something which, if built correctly, could turn into a mass employer of homeless people.
Another Brit who's come to LA with ambitions beyond the world of the rich and famous is Scottish-born Paul Cumming.
You said you were going to take care of these last week for me.
Once a bobby on the beat in Glasgow's cold and windy streets, he's now working in one of the most volatile cities in America, in Oxnard's Special Weapons and Tactics Squad, commonly known as a SWAT team.
What they call a Sam Brown gun belt. Has everything from our holster, our weapon, our additional magazines to it. Pepper spray that we're issued with. Knife. The Beretta 9mm, which is our basic defensive weapon that we have.
Loaded?
Oh yeah. None of this Hollywood bracking the action back. It's all loaded. And that's the uniform.
Paul and his partner will be on uniform gang enforcement duty tonight, tracking gang activity in Oxnard, just outside Los Angeles.
Basically, we're going to go uniform unless something happens where we want to put some people undercover. We're looking for people tonight, too, so you got flyers to pass out?
I got a couple flyers.
In Glasgow, we would generally deal with disturbances and drunk people and domestic problems and things like that, whereas here, we're more